And now I want to go to the next potential consulting manager, who is Fee. He's been doing a lot of sales in B2B and B2C for a while. And he's relatively new. So I'm sure that Fee has some quite a bit of challenge. And Fee's product is about he's selling a 6-month long leadership program. So helping someone to go to the next level into their career is a 6-month course. So I would like to ask Fee to share any particular challenge or case which you are facing into this call, so Rajneesh can give you an advice.
Yeah, I used to be in the overseas study market for many years, and I sell quite a lot of B2B. But the challenge I met is that sometimes I met with the very experienced and senior manager. So sometimes the conversation is not as you wanted, and you have to be really I would say that situational, because they know the product, they know the markets really well, and then they go straight to the point. And it gives you a very sometimes you never know it's kind of unpredictable. And then so if you can share with you your own experience, like you have like me, or something, or with our some kind of
Okay.
training products, something like
Yeah.
that.
So, Fee, so what I understand the question is about when you are meeting a decision maker who is highly experienced and highly
Yes.
skilled, how to deal and manage the
Yeah.
conversation,
Yeah.
moving to the right direction, and how to avoid different gray
Direction.
area which you are not well prepared, right? Um,
Yeah. Because it may divert you to a very uncontrollable direction.
Yeah.
Sometimes
oh, thank you,
that's
Fee.
my challenge that I met too. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Fee, for the question. Rajnish, please go ahead.
Yeah, I got the question. Thanks, Tom. So there are two things. One is that it's a planned meeting. Okay, so that's why I talked a lot about user persona, buyer persona. Okay, so buyer persona is not of the organization. Okay, buyer persona is about the decision makers. So still it will happen. I'll come to that, but I'll quickly try and create a background to answer your question. So you have to, as a B2B salesperson, you have to know whom you are selling, okay, or whom you are prospecting. So there are many standard, formats for creating buyer persona. Where you just 4, 5, 6 broader points about them. You can, if you Google, you will find that how to create a buyer persona. There are many models. You can choose any model depending on your industry. Okay, so or you can create your own. That's not a big deal. So first you have to create a buyer persona of every account, so that you know that who are the decision makers you are going to meet in due course of closing your deal. Okay, so you have to know before even you approach that account. So this is first thing. This you have to do. So by this way, you will be well prepared that what kind of questions will come in what meeting. For example, your first meeting is with the CTO of that organization. For example, so you have to go prepared with technical questions. So you are a sales guy. I know you cannot answer all technical questions. So what you can do? You can always tag along a pre-sales guy with you. If it is such a technology intensive, product, if you can handle very well yourself, if you are well trained on all the aspects of your product, you can handle technology, you are confident, you have to go prepared only with the technology question. So it will depend. So it will help you pre-prepare your meeting if you have created the user persona of the prospects. Okay. If you are going to meet CFO, question will come on the cost benefit analysis, ROI. These type of questions you are likely to face. So you will be well prepared. Okay. Still, you are well prepared. You did all this. You created persona. You prepared yourself before a meeting. You are going. Still, you come across something, and you don't know how to answer. Okay. So it is always the best way. I have seen, I have done. Okay. You can very, very politely say, sir, this question I am not able to answer at this point of time. Let me go get back to my colleagues in my company, and I'll very, very quickly come back to you over email or phone. What you prefer, sir? Okay. So you ask his or her preference. That okay? Or you want me to visit again and give you the answer? You want me to email you? You want me to call you and give you this answer? Generally, this works. This has worked so far. Yeah, generally. And there is no, you should not feel ashamed in terms of admitting that you cannot reply now. One or two questions, it always happens during a course of discussion in a contract that somebody will come up with something to which you don't have answer. Okay. So it is always polite. It is always smart to admit that you don't have that answer right now, but you can come back very quickly to them and ask them that, okay, you want on email, you want through phone, or you want me to come and visit again and answer you. It's okay. It's very normal. You will encounter. But you have to try as a B2B sales professional, you have to try and be prepared by mapping, creating the user personas and pre-prepare your meetings. It's always advisable. That's all. John, you may like to add something?
Thank you. I think it was a very good coverage already from Rajneesh. Like I say, this one is about Rajneesh was mentioning again in his presentation that you need to learn your product really well. And learning the product is so crucial to become successful on this one. And in the meetings, things will may come out. But the problem is you cannot keep saying that, oh, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you and everything, right? So one of the key things you need to be focused about, the product you are managing, create a SWOT analysis of that one. In a SWOT analysis, you basically have two sides of it. You have a strength and weaknesses. So when you meet your particular client, you're going to highlight your strengths more and more and one by one in a very, very with examples. So that means when you keep making the stories around the strengths, your buyer clients are very busy with those strengths and discussions. That means you have less chance they're going to drag you somewhere else, right? So now here's the point. Sometimes they are very senior and they're very, very active and they're very smart too. So they want to drag you to a different discussions, basically where? To your weak zone, which is a weakness of your product, to test you basically. They want to test you. How do you respond in that situation? Some of the really senior buyer do it intentionally to see how you react. And how you can really answer it. Answer is very simple.
Yeah.
Actually, you can focus on your strength and you need to prepare your homework, how you going to also answer your weaknesses as well too. Let's say your product have 5 weaknesses in your SWOT analysis. Every weaknesses you need to prepare a pitch. Whenever your client asking you related to our particular weaknesses, you are going to give them the pitch and explain to them why it's not really matters for this particular client for delivering this solution. Or what are the risk and mitigation you have or your company has in place so you can dilute that weaknesses and make sure that it will be great value for the clients even to buy your product. So this is the points is about we've been giving to you is about to how you can actually control the conversation. Another thing I want to give it to you before the one of the you could do is about you run a framework of discussions. You come, you meet clients, and you don't need to probably show a slide. You can say that one, hey, we have 30 minutes, and these are the key points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 agenda we're going to go through together, and the last there will be discussions. And then that's the way you like an outline, a blueprint of your conversations, and then you drive the conversation, because as a salesperson, you cannot just follow your client's counterpart. You need to be always one step ahead. And basically, we welcome them, just move to me. One step forward, and you tell your client, moving to me. So that means, and that is a good rapport. In the beginning, they will hesitate you because your level of credibility and level of trust is lower. But more you drive conversations, so that's why your first 10 minutes of in the sales meeting is really crucial. Unfortunately, more of the sales people, the first 10 minutes is to start in a really boring presentation.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how kill the whole meetings, and they lose the credibility in the table. They lose the trust. They cannot gain the trust as well too. So that's why you really need to focus about what exactly you're going to do in next first 10 minutes, and you're going to be really spot on, and you practice into it, and you really go and do that pitching. Many of the sales experts say that you even don't need to do a PowerPoint presentation in first 10 minutes. Just to talk, it's going to be human to human, expert to client conversations to create that rapport, and then you can pull up some slide to support your conversation. And there's many of some of the sales experts said, okay, you can show some great images, and you can bring up some really sales kicker questions on the slide, and you can make people hit their mind and make them think. Because when you make them hit their mind, you make them think, means you are building credibility in the table. So they are going to see that, oh, this is an expert. I want to hear this guy. This guy know what they're talking about. Bam! You got the credibility, and you are building the start to build your trust. And now you just drive the conversation. More you drive conversation, more trust you're going to get. And one more thing is about when you're doing the conversation, you have to use all the social selling process. You have a video, you have a content, you have a post, you have articles. You have to use all of them, mold it together in a very tactical way during from the day one until you meet, doing all the meetings, and you feed them in on the way and build, and that will really help you to build the trust. That was the answer. Is it clear to you from us?
Yeah, it's really helpful, but it needs practice.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Practice makes a man's perfect, right? You'll be 44, right? So that's why the compound effect is so powerful, because it's called practice. You cannot lift 100 kilo a day, but if you go to the gym and you lift 5 kilo, and in one day, if you keep increasing your kilos, half kilo, 1 kilo, 1 kilo, and then your body one day can lift even 100 kilo, and that's how everything works. So the same, sales is a muscle. You need to practice, you need to fail, and this is the last thing I want to tell to you. A professional is always correct himself or herself. If you are a professional salesperson, you need to correct yourself in every damn day, and if you keep correcting yourself, you will become successful. Like an example, you're driving a car, and the car is not working anymore. What do? You don't see the car, you don't push the car, right? You just simply bring the car to the garage, you fix it, and you drive it again. Just banging the car in the street, you will not just get it fixed, you will just break it more. It's the same as a professional. Something is not going well, means you need to correct yourself. Some of the approach you did, something you speak it out, the speed you did, the